I want to try to do this video with Luna because Goose definitely stole the show, but I don't think she's gonna stay. Hey, I'm Amy and welcome back. Captain Marvel is finally here, the first female superhero in the MCU to have a standalone film. I'm very excited. I was really excited after the first trailer, and then after a couple trailers and a lot of marketing, I got a little bit sick of it. So I was kind of nervous going into this because normally, I'm fine with a lot of the Marvel stuff, a lot of their trailers and their marketing. I'm fine with it. They do a normal amount, but I feel like Captain Marvel was hyped up a lot. I understand why. It's a very, I wouldn't want to say progressive film, but it's a big step up for what Marvel has been doing in the past. It's their first female superhero that has their own standalone film. Black Widow's getting one, I think in 2020, if I am not mistaken, with Scarlett Johansson, of course. So I understand why they did a lot of stuff for this, but after a while it got to be a little tiring, and I was like, I don't know if I'm going to enjoy this as much as I think I am. I was just a little bit sick of it. That's kind of what happened for me with Aquaman, but I ended up really not liking Aquaman. That's a whole nother story. If you want to watch that review, it's on my channel somewhere. But this one, I had so much fun. Like, I will say up front, there may be a couple spoilers here and there. I will try not to do any spoilers really, but there are some parts of the story that just kind of dragged on a little bit. I mean, it's nothing new. It's not a new hero's journey kind of story. It's something you've seen in pretty much every single origin story for any superhero. I feel like Captain America was kind of the same way. So, yeah, nothing new, but it was very fun. It looked very pretty. All of the special effects were, I feel like they were fairly well done. And before I get into the things I was not super fond of in this, I will say that the acting was really great. Ben Mendelsohn as one of the Skrull characters was probably my favorite person in this. I mean, I loved Brie Larson as Captain Marvel, but Ben Mendelsohn acted the hell out of that Skrull makeup. He acted so well with just his eyes and what he could move of his mouth and his posture and the way he gestured, just his entire body language was very well done, and it just shows how good of an actor he is, that he can show those emotions and just give off this vibe that he can give off while wearing this mask and all of this makeup. It was really good, really, I wouldn't say surprising, but also surprising. Brie Larson, she was good. I mean, and Samuel L. Jackson was Samuel L. Jackson. But yeah, I think Ben Mendelsohn, actor-wise, was probably up there with one of my favorites. I really wish Gemma Chan had a little bit more to do because I really loved her in Crazy Rich Asians, and she didn't get a lot to do in that either, but I've heard that she will be doing a lot more in the sequels to Crazy Rich Asians. So I kind of wish Gemma Chan got a little bit more in this, but I liked her in this as well. So acting-wise, it was just, a standard Marvel movie. And story-wise, it was just a standard superhero origin story, hero's journey kind of thing. And there were also so many 90s references that I absolutely loved. It's set in 1995, I believe, and I was about 5-ish years old, 4 or 5 years old. Some of the music that they used was not necessarily 1995 music. It was a little bit later. There was some No Doubt in there, I think, that came a little bit later than 95, so that's a thing. But I really loved all the 90s references because I am a 90s kid at heart, and I still pretty much dress as much as I can like I'm in the 90s, not because I want to be nostalgic about it and relive the 90s, but that's just my style. I love the grungy 90s era. The funny thing about this, though, was I went to a kind of earlier screening, so it was right when a bunch of little kids, not right when they got out of school, but a bunch of little kids were out of school, and they were at the screening that I was at, and there was this little girl next to me. She was maybe 8 years old, and she was laughing at so many 90s references just because the rest of the crowd was laughing. I don't think she actually got them. And when TLC's Waterfalls came on, she was dancing in her chair, and I'm like, girl, you are like less than half of the age of this song. Like, you don't know this song unless your parents are like super cool and play a bunch of 90s pop and R&B and stuff like that for you. I mean, good on you if you know this song, but I thought it was really funny and adorable that all of these little kids that are a quarter of the age of people who were, or like some of these references that are being made, were just laughing their heads off at some of these references. I thought it was adorable. And I'm not much of a kid person either, but you know, hey, it's adorable. So now a couple things that I wasn't too fond of. Like I said, the story, it's nothing new. It's a basic Marvel movie. The acting is basic Marvel acting. But there are a couple other things that it's nothing against the movie either. Because, well, one of them is something that I really was not super fond of in the movie in general, but I still really had a lot of fun with this movie despite these things. One is there is a lot of slow-mo. There is so much slow-mo in this. It was crazy. It opens in slow-mo, spoiler alert, but it does. It opens in slow-mo, and there are so many just slow-mo walking shots, slow-mo action shots. Yeah, a lot of slow-mo. And the other thing is the de-aged Coulson and Fury. It makes them look a little bit plasticky. You could tell in the trailers, but it doesn't detract at all. There's only a couple shots really where Fury looks a little plasticky, but other than that, I kind of got used to it. So not that big of a deal to me because I knew it was coming. I knew it was going to be a little bit plasticky looking, and it just was going to be a little bit strange. Maybe because I know what Sam Jackson looks like now, and to see him de-aged to kind of what he looked like in the 90s. And the last thing is a little bit of a spoiler. It's a line that Carol says. I won't say who she says it to or when she says it in the movie, but it's just a line that really stuck out to me, and I really, really loved the meaning behind it. And it's when she says, I have nothing to prove to you. And I really connected with that. It stuck with me because I never realized it until I heard her say it, that that's kind of how I live my life, and how I feel like a lot of people should live their life is they don't have anything to prove to anybody else except for themselves. They just have to prove to themselves on the inside that they are the person that they want to be, that they should be, that they are living their life the way they want to. And I'm like, you know, that's what I do. That's how I try to live my life. And I feel like that's kind of how I do things on this channel, is I just make these videos for me, for my happiness. I do only make the videos that I want to make, the reviews, the reactions, whatever it is. I do it to just make myself happy. If there's something that I don't feel like doing, I won't do it. And I don't care if anybody else thinks that I should be doing something else. So yeah, words of wisdom from Carol Danvers / Captain Marvel / Brie Larson. So I think that's just about everything. No, that's not everything. I still need to give you guys my rewatch score. So my rewatch score for this, I would give this movie like a 3.5, 4 stars out of 5. I don't know about the rewatch score. I mean, I'm definitely going to be adding this to my collection sometime in the future because it's a Marvel movie, and I love having all the Marvel movies because I love them. They're really good. Even if they're not a great film, they're still fun to watch. So I would rewatch this again in the very near future. I'd probably give this a Redbox. It's very fun, and yeah. But let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Did you enjoy Captain Marvel? Did it live up to your expectations? Did you have high expectations for it? Did it meet it? Did it exceed it? Did you have low expectations? Let me know. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. But Thank you guys so much for watching. I really truly do appreciate every single one of you. Let me know who you are in the comments down below, and let's be friends. If you enjoyed this, leave a like and subscribe if you're new, because I love talking all things movies, TV shows, filmmaking, mystery, all that fun stuff, and I'll see you next time. Bye!